What if the healthy meal you just ate is quietly working against your energy, your focus, and your long-term health? Continuous glucose monitors, or CGMs, are giving us an inside look at how modern diets really affect our bodies. And the results are surprising, even for people who consider themselves healthy. In this video, we'll explore what CGMs are teaching us about food, blood sugar, and how to keep glucose stable. If you're curious, I've left a few links in the description so you can explore different monitors and tools on your own. A glucose spike is a rapid rise in blood sugar that usually happens after a meal, especially one high in refined carbs or sugars. Your body responds by releasing insulin to help move glucose into cells for energy. But when the spike is too steep or happens too often, insulin can overcorrect, leading to a sudden crash in blood sugar. That crash can trigger fatigue, cravings, mood swings, or brain fog. Over time, frequent spikes and crashes may lead to insulin resistance, metabolic dysfunction, and an increased risk of chronic disease. A 2019 study in cell metabolism showed that even identical foods cause different glucose responses from one person to another. What spikes one person may barely affect another. That study helped pioneer the idea of personalized nutrition. CGMs, or continuous glucose monitors, are small sensors worn on the arm or abdomen. They track your blood sugar continuously throughout the day and night. Originally designed for people with diabetes, they're now being used by researchers and the general public to understand how meals, stress, sleep, and exercise affect glucose levels. The Predict-1 study, led by researchers at King's College London, used CGMs to analyze thousands of meals in healthy individuals. The takeaway? There's no such thing as a universal healthy meal. Individual glucose responses varied widely, even with the same food, at the same time of day. Foods like oatmeal, fruit smoothies, granola, or even whole grain bread caused unexpected spikes in many participants. The study emphasized the need for individualized dietary recommendations. So why are glucose spikes a problem, even if you don't have diabetes? Repeated spikes are linked to inflammation, oxidative stress, and cellular aging. A paper in the Lancet Diabetes and Endocrinology outlined how postprandial or after-meal glucose surges increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Over time, this leads to what's known as glycation, when excess glucose binds to proteins, damaging tissues and accelerating aging. In the brain, unstable glucose can impair cognitive function. A 2021 review in Frontiers in Neuroscience found that blood sugar variability is associated with reduced memory, attention, and mood stability, and may contribute to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Spikes also affect how we feel every day. That mid-morning slump, that afternoon crash, that sudden need for sugar, it's not always about willpower. Sometimes, it's just unstable glucose. So how do you know if you're experiencing glucose spikes? If you often feel tired or sleepy after meals, get hungry again quickly, or notice mood dips or irritability mid-morning or mid-afternoon, those could be signs of a spike crash cycle. With a CGM, you can literally see the curve, a sharp peak followed by a steep drop. This kind of real-time feedback helps you identify how specific foods or habits affect your glucose. For example, many users report that having fruit juice alone causes a spike, while pairing fruit with protein or healthy fats flattens the curve significantly. Others find that their glucose spikes from foods they assumed were stable, like sushi rolls or oat milk lattes. Without a monitor, you can still experiment. Try changing meal order: vegetables, then protein, then carbs. Reduce ultra-processed foods, or take a short walk after eating. A 2022 meta-analysis in Nutrients showed that just 15 minutes of post-meal walking reduces glucose by an average of 20%. Even small habits can help stabilize blood sugar and how you feel. The goal isn't to eliminate carbs or obsess over glucose. It's to become more aware of how food affects your body. Tools like CGMs offer insight, but the real power is in your habits. Eating whole foods instead of ultra-processed ones, adding protein and fiber to meals, and being mindful of your body's cues. If you're curious about exploring a CGM or want to learn more, I've included a few helpful links in the description below, from trusted monitors to books that explain this science in more depth. No pressure, just a way to keep learning. The future of nutrition is personal. And glucose is one of the clearest signals our bodies give us about what's working or not. Thanks for watching the context brief. Subscribe if you want more science-backed insights that make sense for your body, your choices, and your world.